Converting percents into decimals and fractions. First, into a fraction. Today you'll be learning how to convert percents into fractions and decimals. Your first definition to copy is percent. A percent is a ratio that compares to a whole. To write 82% as a fraction, you take 82 and put it over 100. So now you have 82 over 100. Now you simplify. So now you have 41 over 50, and that's your final answer. 82% is equivalent to 41 over 50. Now into a decimal. To write 82% as a decimal, you first have to put it into a fraction. So 82 over 100. Now you're basically going to divide 82 by 100, and you end up with 0.82, and that's your final answer. 82% is equivalent to 0.82 and 42 over 50. Now you try. A baker used 42 eggs out of his 200 in stock. What fraction did the baker use? What decimal did the baker use? First, you're going to put it into a fraction. So 42 over 200. Now simplify. 21 over 100. And now into a decimal. 21 divided by 100 equals 0.21. So 42 over 200 is equal to 0.21 and 21 over 100. What fraction of the grid is shaded? If you look carefully, there are 23 boxes shaded, so 23 out of 100. In decimal form, that would be 23 out of 100, 0.23. Convert the following into a fraction or decimal. Let's start. Number 1, 92% into a fraction. Number 2, 26 over 30 into a decimal. Number 3, 86% into a decimal. Now let's see how you did. Number 1 is 46 over 50. Number 2 is 0.87, and number 3 is 0.86. The end.
So today I'm going to be teaching fraction to percent. You would divide the numerator by the denominator. So, the first step that you do for 4 sevenths, you divide the numerator by the denominator. And you get 0.571. The next step that you would do is to move the decimal place over 2 places. Now you should remember that you can only move it over 2 places. To the right. Now what you would do for that, you would get 0.571, and you would move it over 2 places. So you would get 57.1. After that, you would add the decimal point. So you would just start your second problem, and your second problem is 8 over 9. What you would do for that, you would divide 8 divided by 9, and you would get 0.8 by 0.88, and you would repeat so you'd stick the bar over it. Your next step is to move the decimal point over 2 places to the right. So since it's 0.8 with repeating, you could put 0.888, and then you put the bar over it. So you would now move your decimal point over 2 places, and you get 88.8, repeating, and you would add the percent sign. So now your answer is 88.8%. The second problem is going to be 16 over 35. To start, you would divide the numerator by the denominator again. And 16 divided by 35 equals 0.46. And so what I did here is that you would move the decimal point. Hold on, I'm going to show you. You move the decimal point that was here, and you would move it over 2 places, and it would go here. And since it's 46.0, you could get rid of the 0, and then you would just have 46. So you would add the percent sign, and you get 46%. So 16 over 35 equals 46%. Now you are going to have a word problem, and I'll show you in a bit. Good. Okay, so now this is one out of the 2 word problems you're going to be doing. So this is the word problem. During rush hour, Katerina spent 1/4 of the money she received. So you have to find out what percent of the money Katerina spent. So what you are going to do is 1/4 equals 1 divided by 4. And 1 divided by 4, you should all know because it's like simple, is 0.25. Like 1 out of 4 pieces. So 0.25. You move it over 2 places. Not 1, but 2. 1, 2. And you would get 25.
I gave myself a fake mole.
And you would put 25%.
Okay. So Paul drank 2/8 of his water after gym, and just like the other problem, you have to find out what percent of his water he drank. So now I'm gonna let you guys do your problem, and I'll be right back. I'll give you about 20 more seconds. Okay, so what was the problem again? Oh, okay, so 2/8. And what would you do? Divide 2 divided by 8. Numerator divided by the denominator. And 2 divided by 8 equals 0.25. So 0.25. And what you would do again is that you would move it over 2 places. And when you move it over 2 places, you would go right there. Sorry about that. And you'd get 25.0. then what you would do is get rid of the 0, and you would have 25. So 2 eighths equals 0, equals equals 25%.
Decimal to percent by Mimi Y. Only step, multiply by 100. Move decimal point right 2 places. Example 1. So you have 0.032. Then move the decimal point over 2 places. Then you have 3.2%. So 0.032 will equal 3.2%. Example 2. 0.084. You move the decimal point over 2 places so that it's 8.4%. So 0.084 equals 8.4. 0.052. You move the decimal point over 2 places. So it's 5.2%. So 0.052 equals 5.2%. Dana ate lunch with her friend. She paid 0.5 of the bill. What is the percent of this? So you have 0.5 and you move it over 2 places, and that equals 15%. I need to do that over. Okay. Dana ate lunch with her friend. She paid 0.5 of the bill. What is the percent of this? So you have 0.500, and then you move it over 2 places, and then you drop the 0 so that it's 50%. Linda has a discount. The discount is 0.7 off a shirt. Find out the percent of it. So it's 0.700. You move the decimal point over 2 places, then drop the 0 so that it's 70%.